Hello, my name is Reed Price. I'm a senior here at Ole Miss, graduating soon, and I'm an IMC major, and I have two minors in general business as well as Spanish. Coming into this class of public relations, I had some exposure to PR just in general. First through my dad, who works in advertising, and he has for like probably 20 or 30 years now. And so I always grew up hearing about marketing in the household, hearing about, he wasn't a public relations worker, but he would definitely point them out when he saw them on TV or when he saw a commercial that was bad. I just, had a marketing background in general, I suppose. And then apart from that, I also took another, I'm not sure what number IMC class it was, but it was an IMC class with Miss Britt Moon, a transfer professor from South Korea. She's awesome. And that was Introduction to PR. So I had an idea of the PRSA Code of Ethics, and we did a bunch of case studies in that class. So I did really enjoy that. So I knew that I wanted to, keep taking some more classes in the PR industry, and I wanted to figure out basically one main question, which is what my essay focused around, which was, do I want to work in PR? It came down to a professional decision where I need to figure out exactly what branch of marketing I want to go into to really work and establish a career. And I wouldn't say unfortunately, but after the semester's over, I feel like it's probably not for me. But as I mentioned in my essay, it's still important to understand things like what I mentioned, the PRSA Code of Ethics. We need to understand that approaching a PR case, you can't just be hot-headed or be a little trigger happy with posting something on social media or posting a press release. You have to approach it much more analytically. So that was a big thing that I learned in this class, and something I'm definitely going to carry into my future, because even if I'm not working on a public relations team, if I'm still working in advertising, then I need to know what might be tone deaf to say, or what things could be controversial, or what could be good or bad. And we also just looked at things like building brand trust, which are always important in the field. Another key principle I really resonated with in this class was the concept of integrity and short-term protection. So for a lot of the case studies and Project 2, the case study I looked at, they're the kind of thing where before taking a class like this, I would probably approach them more emotionally and more quickly, a little bit frantically, but what I've really learned is that it's all about slowing down and going through the steps, looking at, what have we already said, essentially a SWOT analysis for public relations, where we're looking at, was it an internal issue? Is it an external issue? What are our strengths and weaknesses? What are our opportunities here? Do we have, somebody on our team who's really well spoken when it comes to the press? That could get us out of something like this. And then finally, probably the third main idea that I've taken from this class is the idea of challenging a client. Because prior to the class, I didn't really imagine myself in a situation where the person that is contracting you, or the person that is employing your organization or your agency, when they do something wrong, when they cross a line, you have to be there to tell them not to cross the line. So that was something, it seems obvious to us now, but it was something I hadn't thought of truly in the moment. I hadn't placed myself in a conversation like that in terms of, what do you actually say? What do you really, how do you really communicate your message effectively and safely, most importantly, in a situation like that. Finally, if I had to give two words of advice, one or two main points to future students of the class, I would say first to take it in person. I don't know if there was an in-person option or an in-person section for this class, but by the time I registered, I hadn't, it had already filled up. So that is on me, it's my fault. But just in general, if you can take it in person, you should do so. It might just pertain to me, but I find it way easier to procrastinate in online classes, which completely honestly, I did this semester. I didn't procrastinate Project 2 at all, but Project 1, the interview really came up on me, and I think I did fine. I did a good job on the project, but it was a few very stressful days coming up to the due date where I was, gathering all my questions, conducting my interview, and then writing my essay in the span of 5 days. So I would definitely advise that you don't procrastinate. Everyone says it, not many people do it, but myself included, but it'll go a long ways if you take it in person. And if you don't, just look at your calendar. Keep a structured, organized calendar, which is what I did towards the end of the semester, which showed what are projects on my radar. Keep them there so that they sit on the back burner, and you're essentially passively working about them because you're thinking about them.